Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Mariah, and today I'm going to be taking you through a guided meditation to help us stay anchored into the present. Specifically, we're going to be shifting our attention from one physical sense to the next in order to kind of send away all of those thoughts that normally might pop into our mind if we were just sit and try to meditate on our own in silence. Sometimes the mind needs a little bit of a job in order to keep from chasing down all the random thoughts that come into its awareness. So by focusing, giving ourselves just a little bit of a task or an assignment, then it's almost like the mental equivalent of having a day off and going on a short vacation where you have some structure, as opposed to spending it at home when you just start to get overwhelmed with chores and things that pop into your periphery. We're going to add some structure so that we can stay anchored into the present. Now, for this particular meditation, we're actually going to need a couple of props. Because we're going to focus on each of our five senses, then in addition to our sense of hearing and whatever we might hear around the ambient noise, you're going to want to have one item in your room that you physically focus your sense of sight on. Now, it can be anything in your room, but if you're in kind of a boring room and you want to have something, a little bit more exciting that you bring into the room with you, then that's great. I'm going to be utilizing a crystal. You're also going to want to have something for your sense of taste. So that could be your morning tea or coffee. I actually am going to be utilizing, it's in the afternoon when I'm recording this, so I'll be utilizing some decaf coffee. Or it could be a piece of chocolate. It could even be a drop of peppermint essential oil in some water, or some water with lemon, something that has some type of taste sensation. And then I also want you to find something that is going to have a sense of touch. And you can use the same thing for multiple senses. I'll be utilizing the crystal for the sense of touch. You could also be using like a warm blanket or a pillow with some interesting texture, or even your dog or cat that has that nice furry little tactile feel to it. And then finally, getting something for your sense of smell. So again, if you're using coffee or tea, that could be what you also choose to use for your sense of smell. I'm going to be using some Palo Santo room spray. You could use incense. You could have a jar of essential oil. You could light a candle. So don't spend too much time gathering what you need. It's just the process of focusing on one sense at a time that's really going to give us that benefit. So if you need to put me on pause to collect your items, go ahead and do so, and I will join you in a moment on the mat. Beginning with our eyes open, I ask you to direct your gaze towards the physical object that you selected. Becoming very curious about this one thing in the room. Noticing where its edges rise and fall. Whether its boundaries are clear and distinct, whether they're blurry, whether this object is completely still, or maybe in motion. Imagining all of the invisible, microscopic parts that make up that one thing. What does the object remind you of? What qualities does it possess? How would you describe it? Now closing your eyes, we're shifting our attention from that of sight to the sense of sound. So as those eyes tune out the sense of sight, noticing what this omission of sensory input opens up to your auditory senses. Channeling all that awareness now into what you hear. Noticing the layers of sounds that become obvious to you, that weren't obvious until you took the time to listen. How long have those sounds been there before you chose to pay attention to them? Noticing how much there is to hear when we take the time to listen. Turning our attention now from that of the sense of sound to that of touch. Feeling the ground underneath you, holding the physical object that you chose, feeling its weight or lightness. Whether it's hot, cool, or seems to have no temperature at all. How does the sensation of running your fingers over it make you feel? How does your body feel in this position as you hold this physical object? Is your lower back a little achy? Do you feel yourself growing heavier into the earth? Rooted and connected to the reality that is touch. Now turning the camera of your attention away from the sense of touch to the sense of taste. So now Now taking a bite or a sip, whatever it is you chose for this practice. Noticing nothing else, the feeling of taste. What words would you use to describe the taste? Is it sweet, strong, smooth? Rich? Refreshing? Enjoying the sensation of taste. And finally, saying goodbye to the sense of taste just for the next couple of moments, exclusively focusing on the sense of smell. Filling up your lungs with the scent of the room around you. That you might hold in your hand. What mood does that smell evoke? Notice how the fragrance becomes stronger or fades away. Fully embracing the experience of smell. Now taking a moment to allow all 5 senses to find a harmonious balance within the periphery of your awareness. Given free rein, is there one particular sense that's overpowering the others, calling out to you? Or do you simply feel full and whole? Completely enjoying and embracing all 5 senses. Entirely bound to this physical experience. instead of doing, deeply being. May you continue to cultivate this greater awareness of the world around you and within you as you live more fully, more richly, and more abundantly. Namaste.